Hello, everyone. You are listening to Talking Terror. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Harper, and today I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Rank.
Hello, that's me. I'm Ryan Rank.
Yes, he does our wonderful social medias for the show. He puts together our wonderful little short snippets for
hmm
TikTok and Instagram, which thank God because I suck at editing, and he's like an editing god. So he's
I edit for work, so it comes with the territory.
he is the backbone of Talking Terror. Um, and yeah,
Well, you
he's
edit the
here.
podcast.
I do. It's funny because I hate the sound of my own voice. So editing this podcast is like my own personal little slice of hell, which is great, but it is what it is.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah. Which I only have ever met a single person that liked the sound of their own voice. So I'm glad it's not just a me.
No, I don't think anyone does. And then you hear yourself played back, and you're like, "That's not at all what I sound like in my head."
No, genuinely. I was like, when I have to go back and like listen to my own interviews and transcribe them, I'm like, oh my God, dude. Oh, gross.
That was always
My
my least favorite part too.
That's why I'm like, can we start just doing like video interviews where I can just upload it without having to go back and like listen to myself?
Then you gotta
'Cause-
splice it though, because you have two camera Anyway.
oh yeah, we're getting like nerdy like journalism, like industry talk shit, whatever. Anyway, I'm joined by Ryan Rank. Unfortunately, Ariani could not be joining us tonight because of some technical issues. She told me, um, uh, she told me her pet rabbit, bit her mic cord and like, I guess his little rabbit teeth like completely severed it.
What a way for the mic to go.
Yeah, so she's
A warrior.
she's getting a new one sent in, but until then she is Michaela. So she opted to sit this episode out, but she is with us in spirit. Uh, we'll use like some sort of thing to summon her if we need. But
Just like
uh,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah, yeah, she's like a force ghost. You're just gonna hear us talk about Frankenstein and Sinner's just gonna appear and be like, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Obi-Wan, that's all he says the whole movie. He goes, "Hell yeah, Luke."
Hell yeah, Luke.
And then he dies. He still fucking dies.
He says that as his Darth Vader's about to kill him. Like he looks at him as he's getting on the Millennium Falcon. He's like, "Hell yeah, Luke!" And then Darth Vader like slices him up.
Star Wars if it was written in the 90s.
Dude, true. Dude, man, just let me write a Star Wars movie. That's how I'd be doing it.
But speaking of Star Wars, Oscars, because Star Wars was nominated for some of those. So now we go into the Oscars.
Oh yeah. Thank you
That's
for the
my
segue.
segue. I
Yeah,
made it work.
yeah.
It was clunky, but I did
See, that's improv. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
it.
Not really. No one here's getting paid, unfortunately.
People's getting paid?
Yeah. Dude, I just watched that movie for the first time a while back. Where the Millers. It's a funny
I
ass
love that
movie.
movie. It's so
And
dumb. I love it. Anyway,
anyway, Oscars. We're here to talk about the Oscars because it happened last week. I don't know if anyone knew about that, but the Oscars did happen last week. Um,
one of the
and
last ones on what service hosts it?
oh, ABC,
Yeah,
right?
one of the last years on ABC before it goes to YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. I think it goes to YouTube in
7.
2028, 2027. Damn,
Hmm.
really? I
Well,
thought
I
it's
don't know
still.
if that means it's the 2027 award show, which would technically be 2028, or if it's, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know
Yeah,
exactly, but they
I
said
thought it had a few more
2027.
years. I thought they were. I thought they had till 2029. I thought they had a few more years on their under their belt. I don't
No, I
know.
think it was I can check it. I can check real quick while you're talking. Go for it.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's weird that it's going to YouTube. I don't exactly mind. I don't. I know some people had some maybe hot takes about it. I don't know. I don't really have a stake in that because
Oh,
like
I'm
I'll
wrong.
watch it.
It was 2029. My bad.
Oh, okay, so yeah, they have a few more years, thankfully. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, you're right. So there's a couple more years with ABC.
but like, is that going to be like a big difference whether it's on YouTube or on
It'll be free.
cable?
Like totally free. Because like technically right now it's not really free to watch. You still have to have the streaming service. But and when I hear it, I don't think it's just like oh it's on YouTube TV. It sounds like it's just on YouTube.
Mhm.
So it'd be entirely free and I think it'll bring a lot more viewers to the Oscars, honestly.
I agree. I feel like more people should. I'm not gonna say more people should care about the Oscars because again, like people have their opinions on the Oscars and their choice in movies to be nominated, whatever, whatever. But like, I don't know, like the year, not this year, but last year, I was at an Oscars watch party, and it was a blast. I
Hmm.
had a good time, and it's like I don't know, just more people engaging with it, and like you see like the jokes that come out of it afterwards.
Celebrating
That was fun.
movies was just a
Yeah,
blast.
even though they may not be movies you like celebrating movies is still a cool thing.
Yeah, it's just kind of it comes with the territory.
Yeah, even if in between all of it, there's some like lame Star Wars jokes, or
Or the Subway Surfer one.
I'm not gonna sit here and rag on Conan for
I love
the
Conan.
next
It was
hour.
great.
I like him, and he's a pretty good host, but that shit was cringy.
I loved it.
And it's like we're
I thought it
cutting
was great.
down people's acceptance speeches so we could do a Subway Surfers joke. I'm like, come on, dude. Like
Yeah, that was
let
they cut
let
off
him
a couple
talk.
people and it was like they do it every year and they never learn and they always just fucking do it.
I like how Adrian Brody's strip was like, turn that fucking music off. I'm still going.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah, it was annoying and it was arrogant and it was douchey, but it was kind of funny.
And then they
And
ragged on him for it this year.
they did. Rightfully so. I mean,
But yeah, what was the most exciting thing about the Oscars for you?
um,
Another segue. Just I keep getting them.
see, Ryan's keeping me on track. I had to take my ADD meds today, so he's keeping me on track, thankfully. Um, Most excited. Well, for me, I didn't get to watch the Oscars live, not really, because I was at South by Southwest. For those who have
Mhm.
been following along on the socials, I was at South by, and I don't know who, I don't know if it's Mr. Hollywood. I don't know who's doing it, but whoever's planning all the big movie events of the year, that one needed another pass. Why in God's name is the Oscars happening in the middle of South by Southwest?
Yeah, it's the latest it's happened.
That was
It's
so stupid.
ridiculous.
That was so dumb. I was like, dude. Come on. So I'm leaving this. So funny story. I'm leaving this theater. I had just seen. I think I saw. I think it was when I was leaving Leviticus. Really cool movie, by the way. Review coming out soonish. I don't know, but I was leaving Leviticus from the State Theater. I think it was in the middle of downtown Austin, and I'm walking down the street, and I see like a group of people sitting on the sidewalk, looking at an iPad, like propped up against like a newsstand and on a piece of paper that's like taped to the side of the newsstand, it just says Oscars watch party. And there's like six people just gathered around like this iPad watching the Oscars
That's
on the side of the
awesome.
street. There's like other South by Southwest patrons. And I
I
thought that
love
was
Austin, dude.
me too. I was like that's what it's all about. And I love that. I was waiting for my Uber, but I like kind of like pulled aside. I was like, how we doing? Like, is Sinners doing good? Are we having a good Oscars? And then yeah, Sinners won some stuff, and I was like, oh, did Jacob Elordi? Which I'll get into this, but I was like, did Jacob Elordi win? They're like, no, Sean Penn. I'm like, damn it! All right, I just walked off.
Yeah. That was a big snub. I mean, obviously Sean Penn was great, but
Yeah, and I walked out of one battle after another, and I was like, he's gonna get a nomination, maybe a win. But then I watched Frankenstein, and I was like, dude, I'm like, dude, can this win, please?
Jacob Elordi should have been best actor. I don't know why he was supporting.
I
I
guess
mean, I'm
Oscar
sorry. I'm like
Isaac
jumping
would
right
be.
into it, but
No, let's jump right into it because I'm otherwise I'll sit here and ramble all day about whatever the hell. But yeah, like
well, was
let's
that the
get
wrap
down to
up
it.
to the story though? Was that the guys just chilling watching the
Yeah,
Oscars?
yeah, that was it. I thought it was funny. There was like it looked like a homeless camp, but like for Oscars, like for cinephiles. I thought it was great. I thought it was super funny. Just great Austin ingenuity. Um, no, but yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna be talking about the horror films nominated at the Oscars. This was a historic year for the genre, and while I'm not, totally happy with the results, I'm happy that there was a chance for the results that I wanted. Because everyone in the genre knows that there's this weird. I wrote an article on this a while back, but there's this weird relationship between the Oscars and the horror genre. No idea why, but there is, and it's just yeah, it's weird. It's weird how it's like it takes forever for horror films to get nominated. Like very
Yeah,
rarely do they get nominated. Like I mean, you could go to any year and there'll be some snubs from the horror genre.
I think it just goes Get Out got nominated for stuff, and then there was that long gap, and then The Substance.
Yeah.
And then this year just went crazy. So it really did blow up out of nowhere this year. Because how
Yeah,
many did
that
we have in the like in general? How many horror movies were nominated? It was four,
nominated
right?
this year? Yeah, four.
That's crazy. And one of them I didn't even expect to be on there.
There were a few I didn't expect to be on there.
Oh yeah, oh, we'll have to get into that.
Well, like I knew Sinners, and I had a feeling Frankenstein.
Yeah, those I feel like were shoo-ins for me. I was like, they
Weapons,
have to be.
weapons came out of fucking left field.
I don't know. I will say the Amy Madigan pick.
Yeah.
I did think that was like, if anything was going to get a acting Oscar for horror, it would have been that.
Well, yeah, me too, but I didn't think like really. I was like, yeah, like I would love that. I'm like I like came out of weapons like, yeah, in my perfect world, Amy Madigan would be a no-brainer, but the Oscars would
Hmm.
never do that. So it had left my mind for a while. Then flash forward from like when did weapons come out? August. Flash forward to like January. I'm watching the Oscar noms. First nomination category, the first name is Amy Madigan. I was like, what? I was like, shit. All right, we're cooking.
The one that surprised me more than that, though, was The Ugly Stepsister, because that is such an indie film to get picked. Like,
Yeah,
it's a Shudder original, isn't it?
yeah. It's a Norwegian Shutter
And
original.
it got nominated for makeup and hairstyling, right? Or was it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a
I think that's
random
what it
one
was.
to throw
Yeah,
in there that,
it
like,
was like
hey, no general audience has heard of? That's awesome.
like such a niche like random grab from like yeah like from a Shutter original, a Norwegian Shutter original, kind of loose readaptation of Cinderella, and it's like
And
okay
I've
like
heard it's really gnarly. Like, I haven't seen it. But did you
oh
see
my
it?
God, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw it in theaters. I was like, every time a Shutter movie, anytime a Shutter movie is released in theaters, an angel gets its wings. It's amazing. Um,
Get him a ring. Best one.
you get it. Damn right. Yeah. Yeah, let's get a
Hey, I
ring.
know what I
Anyway,
like.
yeah.
I know what I like.
Me too. Me too. You and me both, man. But yeah, Ugly Stepsister was a insane grab, and I'm glad it got nominated. I'm sad it didn't win, and honestly, I think it should have been nominated for more.
What did beat it? Frankenstein?
I believe so. Which, like,
Which
if
is
I'm
still
gonna
fine. Like, it makes sense.
like, if any movie's gonna be Ugly Stepsister, one, I'm glad it's another horror film, and I'm glad it's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Um,
I am pissed. Was there any horror in special effects or no? Because I don't like seeing Avatar win. I'm an Avatar hater. I'm a
I
big
don't think.
Avatar hater.
Let me see. Okay, Sinners did get nominated for Best Visual Effects,
Uh, I can see why that wouldn't have won. But
which is weird because there's not that.
wait, no, they split Michael B. Jordan. That's a really hard effect to do in an actual movie. That
So
should have won. That should
I'm a,
have beat Avatar.
I'm a fucking idiot. I always forget because Michael B. Jordan's acting is so good. I'm like, yeah, that's two guys.
That's his brother, Michael A. Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know
Yeah,
that's his
duh.
dad's name?
So really,
It's Michael A. Jordan. And I don't know if Michael B. Jordan has kids, is planning to have kids, but if it's not Michael C. Jordan next, then it's a missed opportunity.
Michael C. Jordan, Michael D. Jordan.
Exactly, just keep going. Let me
Well,
fact check that, but I swear his dad's name is Michael A.
what
Jordan.
happens when they get to Michael Z. Jordan?
You got to go all the way back, and it's AA.
Michael A. 1 Jordan.
A1 Jordan.
Yeah, the nominees for Best Visual Effects were Avatar: Fire and Ash, which won. F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners.
Honestly, I feel like I could see a world where Jurassic Park deserved the win or Jurassic World, because the movies. Did you see that one?
No,
It's really bad, but
I heard.
special effects are spectacular. Like it's probably the most realistic the dinosaurs have looked in the franchise.
That's fair. I mean, you're bringing dinosaurs to life. That's like really hard.
I'm a sucker for anything Jurassic, so
Fair.
I'm always on his side. But I can see why Avatar won that and not the horror options.
I'm surprised that because I'm glad it got no I'm glad Ugly Stepsister got nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I feel like it could have. gotten a nomination for adapted screenplay.
Oh yeah, because it's based on the story of Cinderella. Is
Yeah,
it's based off the Grimm fairy tale version, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's based on the real shit, not the clean
Not
Disney
the
version.
baby shit.
Yeah, it's based on
Not that Disney garbage.
yeah, it's not it's based on that like freaky German shit.
That's the good shit.
It is. I need more movies like that. I need more adaptations based on like original German fairy tales like that.
Hansel and Gretel from
Yeah,
what's
Osborne,
the
right?
director? Yeah.
I still need
That's
to
one of
watch
his
that.
first big features, right? I think.
It was, yeah. I still haven't seen it. Man,
It's good. I liked it. And that was before I knew who he was, so I didn't connect it until after I watched Long Legs and I was like, "Wait a minute."
I
But
also haven't seen his latest. I haven't seen Keeper, which like a lot of people didn't like for some reason.
I didn't see
I don't know.
Keeper either. I need to.
All I know is I liked Long Legs and I loved the monkey. That's all I know.
Good movies.
But yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think like anything else that I mean. I feel like Ugly Stepsister should have won makeup and hairstyling, even
Even
though
over Frankenstein?
I
Because
mean
as much as I would
the
love to see her
creature
win,
looks really good.
yeah,
But that's really the most intense it gets, I think.
the frozen beards, I mean, all that stuff would have to be
Fair,
makeup and
yeah.
hairstyling. Like it just all looks
It
so natural and it all
it
comes together in a period piece style, you know? I don't know.
it.
Maybe I'm a
You're right.
sucker for that shit, but
No, but you are right. It did earn its win. I'm recalling one specific scene in Ugly
hmm.
Stepsister that had me like retching in the theater. It was the
Ooh, can
closest
I
I've
look it up?
gotten. Yeah, it's the tapeworm.
Okay, let me. You're just gonna see live react.
I
Just look up ugly stepsister tapeworm.
yeah, like the tapeworm scene because it's like, it's disgusting. It is the closest I've gotten to vomiting in a theater
You know it's
in
bad when
ever, I
that's like
think.
the first thing that pops up.
But
When you're typing ugly stepsister, it just autofills tapeworm.
yeah, because it's like that scene was like intense,
All right.
and also
I'm gonna
just
watch
the
it
whole
two times
movie,
speed.
just the whole movie. This girl is like modifying her body, like getting like really rough like nose surgery and like completely mutil. Yeah,
I didn't like that. That was gross.
I stopped talking, hoping that the Zoom recording would like get your face specifically for that, because like you looked disgusted. I'm glad because that's the scene that almost had me vomiting in the theater when I watched it.
I can handle some intense shit. That was a lot. Like that might have been too
Yeah.
much for me. Like I've
So
watched Martyrs, and the stepsister might be worse than that.
so you should definitely watch the full movie on Shudder. This is an
Ugh.
endorsement of that movie.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but if Shudder would like to sponsor us,
I'll take it.
I'll take a Shudder sponsorship, but not
Just give us
sponsored.
free Shutter accounts. You don't have to pay.
Dude, genuinely. And then we'll just start reviewing whatever hits Shutter. It'd be great.
I,
Um,
anyway, sorry.
was there anything else on Ugly Stepsister that you wanted to tackle?
No, I just was really impressed. It was an independent film.
Me too. I was happy to see it. I was surprised, but I was happy to see it. And if you're going to be beat by anyone, I mean, being beat by Frankenstein is not, it's not a huge loss. You know, it's not a total upset, but still, I mean, oh, dude, that the tapeworm on top of everything else, it's
Yeah,
like,
that was
man,
gross.
they pulled that off
They pulled.
fantastically. True. They pulled. They did pull.
I like the
Um,
color grade of that scene too. That was pretty.
yeah, the whole movie's shot very beautifully. That's the thing. I'm like, you know, I know I could sit here all day and say that like great movies and just say they should all be nominated for cinematography. Um, but then again, we'd be here all night going down movies that I find very beautiful.
But Sinners,
Uh,
Sinners won.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Sinners definitely one. Speaking of, should we go to Sinners or Frankenstein next?
Oh, just as a whole.
Yeah,
Let's do Frankenstein. I feel like that was the third runner up for the amount of wins tonight or tonight. I
yeah,
say that like we just watched it. We're
yeah.
filming this right after the Oscars,
This is
guys.
the live after show of the Oscars. I wish. I wish I was able to do it that quickly after.
I
I
could
feel,
not.
I feel like I'm already pushing it having this release. I'm like, do we even talk about the Oscars anymore? We all moved on from that.
We're all done.
Are we already done making fun of Timothy Chalamet and Conan?
Mr.
Oh,
Beast is hosting the Oscars next year.
is he really? Oh wait, no, duh.
No, that was the
That's
end of
the
the
yeah, that's the bit. Yeah, that's the yeah, duh. No. All right. Let's so Frankenstein. Um,
Frankenstein.
yeah, it was nominated for eight Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Music, Best Sound, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and Best Production Design. It won Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and Best Production Design. I feel like those were all pretty warranted wins. Like,
They
yeah,
kind of gave it a Nosferatu treatment.
they did. Yeah, that's something I was going to about last year. Is that there were two horror films nominated last year. It was The Substance and Nosferatu. And I think I've gotten pretty good at predicting because ever since The Substance, because I remember I walked out of The Substance, I was like, if any horror film is going to get nominated this year, it's going to be that one,
Yeah.
and then it did, and then Nosferatu came with it. Even though I thought Nosferatu, in my opinion, was better than The Substance, only by a little bit because I'm kind of a nerd for like Robert Eggers and his work.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
fair.
I was like, oh damn, okay, Nosferatu's in there as well, hell yeah. And then this year I walked out of Sinners, and I was like, if any horror movie gets nominated this year, it's probably going to be that one. So I have a pretty good track record of that. And I walked out of Frankenstein thinking Del Toro has a history with the Oscars, so maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
he
think I'm,
if Del Toro makes a movie, he gets a nomination. Like there's no.
but that's what shocked me is that he didn't get a Best Director nom.
That's true, he didn't. I guess they're like we've given it to you too many times.
They're like, we love everything about this movie except the direction. I was like, what the hell? It's weird. I thought it was so weird to see Del Toro not nominated for Best Director for Frankenstein because it's nominated for damn near everything else.
Yeah.
As it was the Academy like, yeah, we love everything about this movie, but we're not going to give you Best Director. It's like
They're like we can't have too many
weird.
horror things in there. We've already
Yeah,
got Sinners on the list.
we already filled up all our spots of Sinners. You're getting the table scraps, Del Toro.
Yeah. No, Frankenstein definitely got the table scraps of all the horror movies.
Yeah, and it's like I mean, it's still got nominated for like good stuff, and
Oh yeah.
especially
Well, and what it won, it deserved for sure.
yeah, I mean, like it definitely deserved the costuming, makeup, and production design because Del Toro. One thing about his movies is they're going to be fucking beautiful. They're going to be shot beautifully. They're going to be
They're gonna
dressed
sound
beautifully.
beautifully.
They're going to they're going to sound beautifully. They're just going to be beautiful.
They're
Um,
amazing movies.
yeah, he does.
The
Which is
only
why
miss he's had in recent memory is Nightmare Alley.
I still haven't seen Nightmare Alley.
And it's okay, it's
So
not even that bad. It's just like compared to the rest of his stuff, it's like oh.
did he get did Nightmare Alley get nominated for an
I
Oscar?
think it got one nomination and it didn't win it. I'll go check while you're
Ah,
continuing.
I remember Shape of Water won like hell and awards. It won like a shit ton of awards back in like 2018, I think. And that pissed off a lot of people. I was happy. I was happy that the Creature from the Black Lagoon sex movie got a lot of wins.
It got four Nightmare Alley got four nominations.
Really? What was it nominated for?
Holy I didn't even remember this. Okay. Cinematography, crazy. By the way, it didn't win anything. It just these are all nominations only. Cinematography, costume design, which okay, cool. Production design, okay, cool. Get this. Best picture. I'm sorry, do you
I haven't even
remember
seen
Nightmare
the
Alley being
movie.
up for best picture? I don't remember
No,
that.
this has to be a Mandela effect. Surely someone.
Unless it was like the F1 of that year. Where like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that did get nominated."
I wonder where the F1 of this year is going to be, where it shows up and you're like, what are you doing here,
Oh,
fraud? Get out of here.
2026, you mean?
Yeah, in the 2027 Oscar
Because
ceremony.
I thought you were talking about this year, so I was like, well, there would be F1.
No, no, no. Like of the movies coming out this year,
Yeah, no, no,
what's going
yeah.
to be the F1 that gets nominated next year?
What's coming out that we know already? Mandalorian and Grogu. That's the
That's going to be it. That was a foreshadowing. All those stupid Star Wars skits at the Oscars. That's the foreshadowing that Mandalorian and Grogu is going to get nominated for shit next year. And a lot of people are going to say that that's rightfully they're going to say that's dumb.
I'm sorry, that movie can't be good.
If I start talking about Star Wars, I'm not going to stop for another hour. So I'm
That's a
going to,
different podcast.
yeah, start a separate Star Wars podcast to hear all that noise.
But yeah,
Um,
Frankenstein. What was there anything else on there we didn't cover for Frankenstein? Oh, I didn't tell my
um,
Frankenstein story.
oh yeah, yeah, you had a Frankenstein story.
So we went to Frankenstein together,
Yeah, yeah, we
and I
did when
took
I
a
was in
photo of the
LA.
screen from my seat because I was like, we got good spots, like for as close as we were.
Yeah, we did.
And I was like, I'll post this on Twitter because everyone was talking about how beautiful the IMAX theater looked like. And you and I were in that theater that was in that viral photo from IMAX. And so I
Yeah,
was like, oh yeah, I'll take a photo, I'll retweet it and be like, yeah, it is great in person or something. And Guillermo del Toro retweeted my post.
that's right. Yeah, that was that was badass.
I opened my phone after the movie and I was like, do my
Dude,
eyes deceive me?
that's so real.
Did
Leaving a
one of
movie
my
insane.
idols just retweet me? I just rhymed. Wait, no. I said me twice. That's not right.
That was pretty cool. I mean, dude, also seeing okay, so I saw Frankenstein 3 times.
Three? Wait,
No,
which time was ours?
four times. Three of which were in a theater.
But what was ours?
This is the second time.
Okay, okay. I was like, damn, if that was like your third or fourth time, that's crazy.
No,
Because
my
I
third
don't
time
think
was
I could do that many times.
I came back home and then like I think like a month later, it got re-released at the Texas Theater here in Dallas on 35 millimeter.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I would go to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was like nerding out because I think yes, I saw it once at the Angelica Film Center in Dallas, and then I saw it with you at the Chinese Theater, which was fucking the coolest shit ever.
Dude, that was crazy. I love that theater.
That's such a cool thing. I was like nerding out inside. And then so yeah, I saw it 3 times in theaters, and then the fourth time I was showing it to my parents
Oh,
on
that's fun.
Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah. And surprisingly they were like super into it. Not surprisingly, but like they were into it. Um
The only movie I've seen that many times in theaters recently was Iron Lung. Because there was no other way for me to watch it except going to the theater. And I just kept wanting to watch it, so I just kept getting tickets.
YouTuber Markiplier single-handedly keeping theaters alive,
Dude, I
and
haven't
Ryan is
watched
the
a
proof.
single movie since Iron Lung in February. I watched Iron Lung like four times in a row, and that's the extent of my movie watching for the past month.
You go to his letterbox, it's just Iron Lung, just the whole page is
It's Iron Lung and
Iron
two
Lung, Iron
alligator
Lung.
movies. And it's in my top four now. Anyway, I'm going on another side tangent.
God, yeah, and I think I saw it, which I'll get to this. I'll wait to say this when we get to the movie. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, Frankenstein was and still is my favorite horror film of last year. And it might be my favorite film in general of last year.
Frankenstein?
Weapons, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think it might be mine too.
Sinners is up there. Sinners is like in the top three.
Unless you count Chainsaw Man as a horror movie. Then I'm throwing that in there.
Wait, there's an argument.
But yeah,
But
I'd say Frankenstein. Like traditional horror, it was also my favorite.
which is because Del Toro said, "Oh, my Frankenstein is not a horror movie. I'm not making a horror movie." And
It's such a horror
I'm
movie.
like, I get what you're saying, Del Toro. I do, and I appreciate you. It's a horror movie. You're adapting the original horror novel. You're adapting the founding father of sci-fi horror, of monster horror.
Hmm. And it
You're
was like a dark romance, which is what this movie is.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
it's
It's
horror.
like that's like saying Nosferatu isn't a horror. It's like, yeah, it is. It's
If Godzilla from back in the 30s can be considered horror, then I think we're good.
yeah, and I would definitely
Because
say
that
the
movie was
original
like a
Godzilla.
social commentary with a creature, and if that movie was considered that, it's like, come on.
I agree. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Frankenstein is a horror movie, and I walked
That's
out
my
of
criteria.
I walked out of Frankenstein for the first time, and I immediately was like, Jacob Elordi should be nominated. I'm like, I don't know for best actor, best supporting actor,
I
whatever,
remember you
whatever.
saying that.
I said it every single time I ended that movie. I said it to my parents on the fourth time. I said it to you on the second time. I said it my first time leaving. I said it every single time, and I stand by it. And he was robbed. He should have won. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, yeah, but he was up against Sean Penn, which like as much as I love Jacob, well, first of all, Jacob Elordi, it should have been considered the main character because you spend more screen time with the creature than Victor Frankenstein at all, right?
Yeah.
So it should have been him as a main character, or both of them. Like they're both could be the lead, you know? Especially since there's that whole commentary of the creator and anyway. So it's like I feel like he shouldn't have even been in supporting. He should have been in the main.
How do they decide that? Like, how do they like what led them to say Jacob Elordi is supporting actor
I
and
don't
not?
know. Let me check. I'm sure they have that listed somewhere. They have to reveal that.
Because I feel like movies have to. I feel like the movies themselves have to apply. So was it Del Toro that said Elordi is supporting actor and Oscar Isaac is the leading actor, or it's some?
Maybe.
I wonder if it's someone of the Oscars just made that. I don't know because I agree with you. Like yeah, like we do spend more time with Jacob Elordi as the creature than we do as Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein.
So it's based on. So it says the nominees are selected by fellow actors within the Academy, while the final winner is chosen by the entire voting membership. So basically, it sounds like actors in the Academy nominate each other for stuff. So I guess, and again, I could be reading this wrong because I just Googled it, but I guess that would mean like if enough people nominated you for supporting, that would be what it's considered. I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, I agree with you though. I definitely think he should have been uh leading actor in a leading role.
Yeah.
Um, because then maybe he would have won. I don't know. But also, I feel like Michael B. Jordan still would have won. I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. I'm glad Michael B. Jordan won,
Mhm.
but I what was he up against again?
He was up against.
I
I know
think
he
to
was up
me, I
against.
felt like the entire category was weak this year. Like I still think he deserved the win, but just across the board, I just felt like it was such a weak year for Best Actor. Maybe that's just a me thing though.
I mean, you had. I mean, you had. Timothy Chalamet, Michael B. Jordan, DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, and Wagner Moura.
I don't know. They all of those performances to me just felt like they were good.
The only performance I didn't see was Blue Moon. I didn't see Ethan Hawke in Blue
Yeah, he's
Moon.
good in it. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm just picky, but I was just like this year didn't feel strong for the actor category.
What is
I
that?
still think everyone did a good job though.
This is my hot take. I
Hmm.
don't think DiCaprio should have been nominated.
Really? Why is that?
I, I just didn't think. I didn't think his role in One Battle After Another was like insanely demanding. Or it's like do you remember back in 2019 when I guess it was the 2020 Oscars
Hmm.
because it was for 2019 films when Brad Pitt was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Hmm.
and he won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I thought that was stupid.
yeah. Well,
Because
I don't like
because
that movie, so I'm biased.
well, I love that movie, but Brad
Hmm.
Pitt doesn't do. He's not
He doesn't do
challenged.
anything. Yeah.
He's not pushing himself. He's not transforming. He's just a chill dude. And DiCaprio in this case is just kind of a stoner drunkard.
I did think this was one of DiCaprio's weakest roles. Not
Yeah,
that it
that's
was
like
bad, but it was one of his weakest, for
I don't
sure.
know. I just feel like I walked out of there and I feel like everyone else in that movie was more could I feel like I would understand more if anyone else was nominated. But I
Yeah.
walked out. I was like, Sean Penn's going to get nominated.
Hmm.
I didn't walk out thinking, oh, DiCaprio's got this one in the bag for sure. Like, oh, he's gonna get nominated. Like, no, I was like,
I was like,
I
he
walked
did
out.
good.
I was like, he's probably not going to get nominated, and honestly, I wouldn't nominate him. But like, I like DiCaprio. I like his stuff, but I thought this was weak. I don't know. I thought you could easily put someone else in DiCaprio's spot for
See,
this
and I think that's
nomination.
why I feel that way, what you just said about the entire category this past year.
Really.
I just feel like none of the roles actually challenge the actor.
Well, Michael B. Jordan, playing twins and having
I
to fight
guess, but
vampires and
like
shit.
it's twins that are just kind of like cool guys, and like that's their whole thing. They're cool guys, you know.
It's fair.
And he's not bad. That's what I mean. It's hard to say because these characters aren't bad. I just feel like none of these characters challenged the actors. Like I didn't feel like this was something revolutionary for them, which doesn't ultimately matter.
I
But
mean, I personally, if I were to choose a winner,
mhm.
I was kind of rooting for Chalamet.
Oh yeah,
Admittedly, I was rooting for Chalamet for a few reasons, most of which to you know to move past the stupid ballet controversy, just so I could be like, well, he won, so enough, shut up.
yeah. Which that was a whole stupid. The internet's so dumb.
That was dumb as hell. I'm not even gonna get into it on this show, but it's like, God, that whole controversy was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
But also I liked Marty Supreme, not
yeah.
more than Sinners. I think as a movie as a whole, Sinners, yeah, I much prefer that to Marty Supreme. But Marty Supreme was still pretty good.
Oh
And
yeah, I love Marty
Chalamet, I
Supreme.
think this was my favorite Chalamet role in a hot minute. I haven't seen any of the Dune movies. Before anyone comes for me, I have not seen a single Dune movie. So all
They're
this
not that great.
Paul Atreides, whatever. I'm sure
I'm
he's
not a
great in
Dune
those.
guy.
Really? Yeah, me neither.
They're
Me
pretty
neither.
rough. I've watched them both and I gave them both chances. And okay, my hot Dune take. I love Denis. I think Denis is a great filmmaker, but sometimes watching his movies feels like you're watching a slideshow and someone's cinematography reel. And it doesn't feel like there's anything happening sometimes.
But the spice, dude, the spice.
You see, but that's
The
like they say
spice.
that for 3 straight hours, and I'm like, cool,
See,
okay, you hold your knife above your head and you like spices. Awesome. So I sat there and listened to you do that for 3 hours just to know a war started, and I saw you a little bit of the war. Come on.
I'm glad I was able to accurately parody the Dune movies, considering I haven't seen a single one of them. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that.
It's not
Um,
bad by any means. I'm just like, do these need to be as praised as they are? They're good, but they're
yeah.
not.
I mean, it's no Five Nights at Freddy's 2, right?
It's no Five Nights. Yeah, take my opinion. The guy who gave Five Nights at Freddy's 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Did you actually?
I don't know. I might have on rewatch. I gave the Minecraft movie 5 stars on a rewatch because that shit's fire.
I'm gonna fact check this right now. Hold on. I'm gonna go to your letterbox.
It's gonna actually be. I probably fixed it. I don't even know what I have them at.
I don't know.
My Iron Lung review is officially my
Okay.
most liked.
You gave Five Nights at Freddy's 2 3.5. Yeah, fair enough.
And that's so much higher than most people give it.
I also gave it 3.5. Yeah. So, all
We have
right,
taste.
yeah, right. Yeah, we're on the same level
I'm
there.
trying to see my craziest like 5 star movie. I have Shark Boy and Lava Girl at 5 stars. Sorry, I totally derailed us.
No, because now I'm looking for like my strangest 5-star movie. But yeah, I think overall, the biggest snub of the night was Jacob Elordi. I mean, come on, man. Like, oh, he was so good in Frankenstein. He was
The winter
unrecognizable.
cabin scene was so good.
It was beautiful. Oh my
A
god,
whole
just
sequence.
that movie is fucking amazing. Anyway, moving on from that, we have weapons. Which this brings me back to, I was gonna mention this earlier. Yeah, one nomination and one win. Yeah,
1 for 1, baby. Horns, what up?
yeah, winner. I think that has the best ratio so far.
Yeah,
So
what
yeah,
was it
dude.
for?
It's for best supporting actress for Amy Madigan.
Woo!
Um, Marked a historic 40-year gap since her last nomination.
hmm Was it her
Um,
first win too? Or
think so.
I think it's her first win because yeah, the gap was the nomination. Just I think this was the first, but I don't know for sure. But her speech was really good.
I didn't get to see her speech. What was it?
Oh, it was just very sweet. It was like someone you could tell who's been in the industry a long time, finally getting their moment, you know. It was very sweet speech.
Yeah, I love
Very
that for
traditional Oscar speech.
her. Yeah, I'm glad Amy Madigan won this. I'm glad she was nominated first and foremost. I mean, I'm glad Weapons got something because that was my second favorite horror movie of the year. Was
I
Weapons.
really thought it was going to be up for original screenplay.
It should have been because it's a pretty good fucking screenplay. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like it's a good. I'm like currently reading it right now. I have like a copy on my phone that I've been kind of just like reading like
yeah.
a few pages, whatever. But it's a great screenplay.
But Amy
Um,
Madigan did for sure. I agree. Deserve that.
she did. I wish we could nominate. I wish it was a nomination for just best scene in the movie.
Which one?
For Well, I just wish that was a nomination. I wish that was a category. Because then I would nominate the scene where the kids were like chasing her down.
Hmm.
That was cinema.
I was gonna say the one where the dad's in the dream and she flips over in the bed and there's like a gun in the sky. That's what I would have picked.
That's also a great scene.
It's so dumb. I love it, but
What does the gun mean?
I saw on Twitter, I think it was discussing fish, if you know that account.
I do.
And it said the weapon gu or the weapons gun is on the red carpet, and they photoshopped the weapons gun on the carpet. I would have to find that, but it was so
That's
good.
great. I love the discussing fish account. I've unfortunately almost fallen for it like twice.
Same.
I think I put out a tweet where I don't remember what the headline was, but I remember I retweeted it saying, I almost got discussing fish. Do y'all stay safe out there?
Y'all stay by there. Let me see. There was one recently I almost fell for.
I love how discussing film has become such a big name in the industry that now there's like all these parodies that like almost get away with it. Yeah, I love discussing film. Shout out to our mutual friend James, who works for them.
Oh, discussing film.
Oh
I thought you were
no,
still on discussing fish. I was like, I didn't know James also did discussing fish.
that'd be great. That'd be amazing. We should DM discussing fish, see if we can become writers over there.
Dude, I would be so
Just
good
making
at
bullshit
filming the onion.
headlines.
I would the
Yeah,
onion would be like my perfect job. It's everything I could ever kick ass at.
like can discussing fish just be like the film version of the onion?
And I'll go right for it.
Please. Oh, please. That'd be great. If the discussing fish mods are listening for some reason.
Here's my first tweet. Weapons rated R for gunfire.
True. No, yeah, I think Weapons is I mean it was just such a good movie. We were talking about like theater trips last year.
Hmm.
Like most movies that we've seen in theaters. I doubt it. I don't think I said that correctly, but whatever. I
Yeah, yeah.
saw Weapons I think 5 or 6 times in the theater last year.
Damn. That's a good one though. I
It's a
think I only
great
saw it
one.
once though. I think.
And as on a rewatch, I just loved it more and more each time. Like it's
I
like
need to give it a rewatch for sure.
it didn't degrade at all with each consecutive viewing. It was just like it's just one of those movies, man.
I like it more than Barbarian for sure.
Oh, me too. It's like
Because
I'm not gonna say
Barbarian's
it's a
good, but it's good in a different way.
oh yeah, like, I'm not gonna say it's a no brainer for me, but like it kind of is. But like not in a way to discount Barbarian. Like Barbarian's good, but like I think Weapons has more rewatchability factor. I feel like it has more going on.
Hmm.
I feel like it just has more that like excites me. It's like
It's
I
more
love the
mysterious for sure too.
yeah, I love the way the screenplay is formatted, like the different characters kind of. I know Barbarian kind of does that, but Weapons does it in such a brilliant way, and also like
Hmm.
Amy Madigan, Oscar winner Amy Madigan, right?
For a horror movie.
For a
I
horror movie.
I read something about statistically supporting roles will always go to the villain. And this last Oscar showed me that's true because supporting actress was a villain and supporting actor was a villain. So the people who won the Oscars were both villain characters.
It's true. Oh, I never
I
picked up
didn't
on
go
that
compare
pattern.
it to
Yeah,
other Oscars seasons, but I was like, that would be really funny if that was actually the case.
that would be. Yeah, actually, let me try something.
Are you looking it up for previous years?
Yeah, yeah. So I looked at Best Supporting Actress nominees 2024, and it was Joy Randolph for The Holdover. So not a villain. Let's try actor. Let me see, maybe because if this is a pattern, like
Yeah,
possibly.
or at least one
Oh,
is.
2024, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Technically, he was antagonistic. He was.
Yep. I
If
would
that
say
movie
that's a
had a
villain.
villain, if that
I'd
movie
say
had a
that's the
villain,
villain.
it was him.
Yep.
All right, let's.
There
What,
we
what
go.
was
Okay.
what was last year? What was last year? What was last year? Kieran Culkin, a real pain.
Kind of a villain. Like he's the antagonist in a way for a bit.
Yeah,
He's a real
yeah,
pain.
he is. Yeah, I still think I'm glad Kieran Culkin won, and I was rooting for him, but at the same time, Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice was also really good.
I still gotta see that one.
Oh my god, that The Apprentice is something. It's good, but it's like watching it in today's time, like watching
Yeah.
it while, yeah,
It's like damn. A
yeah.
little too real.
It's like wow, it's like wow, that's our president. Awesome. Okay.
Oh great. Glad we're
Yeah.
skipping that one.
Uh-huh. Best Supporting Actress 2025. I went to Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. I
That whole
mean,
movie's an enemy.
yeah, I was gonna
Literally.
say like the movie itself is kind of a villain, so I guess that counts. I don't know. All that to say, there might be something there. That might
I
be,
would have to look up like every Oscar ever or something.
yeah. I don't know, but I like how the Amy Madigan won this one,
Yes.
and like I'm hoping. I don't think this will happen, but I'm hoping that this will. Because again, I wrote a whole article on this, and I'm hoping that the Oscars are slowly coming around to horror, and the next year will be even bigger
Oh yeah.
for the horror
No, they
genre.
for sure are.
Because it's like you think about Toni Collette being snubbed back in 2018, and Lupita being snubbed in 2019 for Us,
Hmm.
and Mia Goth being snubbed in 2020. I want to say 2021, 2022, whatever, for Pearl. And it's like, then Amy Madigan comes in and just takes that shit.
Yeah, because it's been when's the last time a horror person won an acting award? Like for a horror movie. It's probably Silence of the Lambs, right? Unless Misery was no, Misery was before Silence of the Lambs, so it's probably Silence of the Lambs.
How it is.
Because I
Um,
bet Anthony Hopkins got it, or is that his name? Anthony Hopkins.
yeah. I think the last one was Natalie Portman for Black Swan.
Oh, I guess Black Swan is a horror movie.
If I've admittedly never seen it.
I haven't either, but I know it's one of those ones where it's like borderline not. But I mean, it's horror. It's horror.
However, if you don't count Black Swan, you were right because before that it had been 19 years before 2010, which was when Black Swan won, I guess. It had been 19 years since actors from the genre last took home Oscars. This is from a article I'm reading on Men's Journal or whatever. I'm not sure. I just clicked the link. Um, but yeah, it was for. I mean, Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor in a leading role, and Jodie Foster won Best Actress in a leading role, both from Silence of the Lambs. So
See?
you are correct. And then
So
before
I'm just
that,
gonna say Black Swan doesn't count just so I'm right for today.
yeah, and before that, you were also right. Before that, it was Kathy Bates for In Misery.
Oh,
So it
give
had
me
been a
my bar
while.
trivia award.
Yeah, dude, genuinely, like that was, yeah. I mean,
I know my horror
so hopefully this is the beginning of a
of a
new era.
beautiful friendship. Oh, sorry.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it's a
I went on the nose with that one.
hopefully it is for the beginning of a better relationship between horror and the Oscars. Because I mean, again, I wasn't expecting to see Amy Madigan's name on there.
Mm-mm.
Not in a
And
bad
an
way. I mean,
ugly stepsister.
Yeah, because again, if I ran the Oscars in my perfect world, if I was the sole decider, yeah, Amy Madigan would get a nomination. I'm not running the Oscars, and so I walked out of Weapons thinking, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. I saw people on Twitter who are like, "Oh, if she wins an Oscar," I'm like, "That'd be great." Probably not going to happen. It fucking happened. So I mean, we're here, right? So yeah, let's keep the ball rolling. Let's keep going,
Y'all
Academy.
don't want
Let's
me in charge of the Academy because I'm picking Matt Pat for Best Actor every time.
yeah, dude, for FNAF 1 and 2.
Just FNAF 2. He didn't need FNAF 1. We're talking pure animatronic.
Yeah, there. You're not gonna nominate him for supporting actor for the diner scene.
No, not good enough.
Like he said the line
He didn't get great until Bonnie. Bonnie
though.
made him.
Bonnie made him who he is.
Before that, he was nothing. Game theory? What the fuck is that?
You were nothing before Toy Bonnie came along.
You were nothing before Toy Bonnie, bro.
Oh, man. Also, why wasn't Indy the dog nominated? He won at other awards. Isn't that how that's supposed to go?
Oh, the dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Good Boy.
Hot take. I don't think animals should get nominated. I think that's an insult to the actors in the category.
I mean, how often do you get to write the headline that a dog beat Ethan Hawke at an award show?
Yeah, but then if I'm Ethan Hawke, I'm crying myself to sleep for the rest of
Well,
the awards season because I lost to a dog.
I hope Ethan Hawke didn't
Imagine working your entire acting career. You
get beat by
finally
a
get a
dog.
fucking nomination, and then you're beat by a goddamn dog. Like, I'm sorry. I'd be losing my shit.
Well, I hope no actors lost their shit because I did, in fact, write that headline for the Horror Lounge.
Oh my,
I was like, please let me write about this. This is so
that's
fucking funny.
awesome.
And they're like, yeah, write about it. And I was like, fucking. I mean, these actors got beat by a dog. Look at this. Look at this award show here.
You should have titled it "What the Dog Doing."
What the dog doing?
What the
Oh,
dog doing?
I should
Colon
have.
beating Ethan Hawke.
Beating Ethan Hawke. What the dog doing? Beating amazing actors at
Get me
the.
on discussing fish, bro. I'm right there. What the dog
I'm
doing?
like quickly looking. Okay, I wrote. I'm like quickly looking for the headline. I
Dude,
said
if I were an actor and I saw your headline, I think I'd quit acting.
I wasn't that. I said Indy the dog fetches the gold and unexpected win for performance in horror film Good Boy and apparent upset. I maybe should have put apparent because I was like, people are mad about this. People were upset about Indy the dog winning.
As you
Which I
can
mean,
see, I was
when I
no, just kidding.
when I looked at the nominees,
Mhm.
the nominees were pretty damn good. I was like, okay, I understand people being upset.
I feel like because ultimately I really don't care. I just think I was putting myself in the shoes of the actors of like if I worked my ass off. Like
No,
for a
I thought the same
nomination, I think
thing.
it's fun. Like for a nomination, I think they should do shit like that. I think it's great. But the win, I was like, what the dog doing? Like sorry, what is
Well,
the
yeah,
dog
because
doing
because
that makes it better than everyone?
Indy the dog beat Allison Brie, Sally Hawkins, Sophie Thatcher, Alfie Williams, and Ethan Hawke.
Like, I'm sorry, that's fucking crazy. And I forgot that's because they merge, it's all one category for the performers.
Yeah, for horror.
So now it's
It-
statistically even harder.
yeah, so it's not even divided up by gender. It's everyone.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
not even
And you
divided.
lose to a dog.
It's not even divided by species. You're Ethan Hawke and Sally Hawkins and Sophie Thatcher going against a fucking dog, and you fucking lose too, and it's
That
it's
sounds like a fucking
hilarious.
SNL sketch.
Yeah, and
That's
oh my god, that's so
awesome.
great. Yeah, no, just remembering that headline from earlier this year that I had the absolute pleasure of writing out for Good Boy. Why wasn't Good Boy nominated? That would have been even funnier. Like imagine like imagine Timothy Chalamet loses, but he loses to Indy the dog.
See, I again
I
so
feel like
insulted.
I feel like film Twitter would go nuclear. It'd be hilarious.
That would be. Hey, I mean, it already goes nuclear once a week.
But you thought the Chalamet opera comments were bad. This is gonna be like This is gonna burn the app down.
My favorite thing about Oscar weekend is everyone tweeting when they've seen like two movies. They're like, "What do you mean this movie didn't win?" And they hadn't seen anything else but that.
Yeah. I'm surprised. This year I had a fair number of them that I had seen. I think the only
Yeah.
big ones I hadn't seen were Sentimental Value and Hamnet.
Oh yeah, I skipped Hamnet was the one I skipped.
I'm sure I'll watch
I
them
got
eventually,
sick
but
when I tried to watch it.
fair.
I got like sick the day before I was supposed to go see it because I bought the ticket like way in
Oh,
advance, and then I ended up getting COVID.
fair.
Our final movie.
Yes. Save the best for last. Sinners. Sinners made history. It broke records. 16 nominations, but only 4 wins. And those 4 wins were deserved.
Oh yeah.
But
Which, I mean, that's still a pretty good number. I feel like there's years where movies get nominated a ton and then win either one or nothing.
well, yeah, like Marty Supreme.
Yeah. Literally this year has an example of that.
that does happen
Dude, poor
sometimes. It
fucking
happened
Marty
this.
Supreme.
Look,
Dude, I forgot that one nothing. It didn't get a single win.
I was talking to one of my coworkers. I was like, man, because he's also in the movies. I was like, it's an evil world we live in, bro. F1 has more Oscars than Marty Supreme.
Dude, I hate F1.
the,
That's my hot
the,
take. I hate
the,
that movie and I think it should burn. I think if there's a movie we should delete for tax purposes. No, I'm just kidding. Don't delete art.
the Vroom Vroom Cargo Fast movie has more Oscars than a Safdie film.
Dude, those kind of movies make me mad. Like Ford versus Ferrari. I know that's not your traditional like cargo fast movie, but there's always got to be one car movie in there that just screws everything up for someone.
That just ruins it. You're
Right? I
ruining
can't be
it.
the only one who feels like that. It's the same kind of shit as like,
When I was watching the nominations, I was like, "What the fuck is F1 doing here? You fraud! Get out of here!"
and it's such an insult because Surratt was right there for best sound.
No other
Surratt was
choice was
right
right
there.
there. No other
No
choice was
other
right there for
choice.
everything.
A million other movies would have been better than that. But Surratt, dude,
Dude,
Surratt sound was
F1 was
great.
nominated for Best Picture. I'm like, dude, no other
They just
choice.
needed a
And
10th fucking
Surratt
movie.
were right there.
No, exactly. Yeah, no other choice got nothing.
It got not only, dude. My buddy just watched
Oh,
No Other Choice the other day, and he called me. He was like, "This got 0 nominations." I'm like, "Dude, you're mad about some shit I was mad about 2 months ago."
yeah. Oh, that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
And the marketing campaign for it was good. It had to be that sign that told the Academy to go fuck itself, right? That had to be the one.
no, because that happened after they didn't get nominated.
Oh, was it? Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I forget what the sign said, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Ah, yeah. F1, more like fraud one. And anyway,
Broad
we're not
one.
we're not talking about that fraud. We're talking about sinners. We're
Sinners,
talking about
which
the
is opposite of
badass.
fraud.
Yeah.
It's
This is peak.
fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic one. Sinners. Sinners, the amazing vampire killing musical, technically, yes.
Yeah,
Um,
it's musical, I'd say.
yeah, I mean, there's a few musical sequences. You have that amazing song from Preacher Boy. Oh my God, that song is awesome. And then you
Mm.
also have, I was listening to it at work today. You have Rocky Road to Dublin performed by Jack O'Connell.
Hmm.
Peak. Um, yeah, so 16 nominations. It was nominated for,
And other songs from Ludwig
oh yeah, Ludwig
or
Göransson.
Ludwig. I forget how you pronounce his name.
I did see a tweet that said, "What a perfect world that Christopher Nolan and Ryan Coogler share custody of IMAX cameras and Ludwig Göransson."
That's so true.
I'm like,
They
dude, yeah,
just pass him
that
over.
is pretty happy. That is a pretty happy world we're in. So it was nominated for Best Actor, Best Original Screenplay, Best Original Score, Best Cinematography, Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, Best Visual Effects, Best Film Editing, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Production Design, Best Sound, and Achievement in Casting.
Wait, they didn't have original song?
They didn't? Yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, what? Hold
I
on.
was trying to think of what they didn't get, and I'm surprised original song wasn't there, but I mean, it would have lost anyway because, come on, Golden. But
Yeah, I'm
this
just
is
now I'm just now realizing that's
that's
kind of
the
an
one they
obvious
didn't get
one.
nominated for?
Also, I don't think they got Best Actress in a Leading Role. They got Best Supporting Actress, but not Best Actress in
Oh,
a Leading Role.
and I guess
And
no
yeah,
best supporting actor, right? Or was there?
there was Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I don't remember who's. No, yeah, oh yeah, Delroy Lindo was nominated.
Yeah.
That's something I was gonna say. Delroy Lindo. I also would have been happy with him winning.
Oh, yeah.
I was
That's, I mean,
like,
the supporting and both the supporting categories are really strong.
they were, and I was like, I want a Lordy to win, but if Lindo wins, a okay, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And Sean fucking Penn won,
And he
and
didn't
he didn't
even
even
show
show
up.
up. Yeah, yeah, right. I was, oh my god, maddening, absolutely maddening.
I'm trying to be like Culkin when I'm older. Just not care.
I'll accept this on his behalf. Thanks, Sean Penn.
Yeah, right. Oh, I love that. But anyway,
Ah, I love Kieran.
Sinners.
Yeah, so of the 16 nominations, it won Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan.
Hmm.
Uh, Ryan Coogler won Best Screenplay. Um, Autumn Arkapaw won Best Cinematography. First woman to win Best Cinematography,
I
by
was
the
just say
way.
that
I
was a big
found out.
deal. Yeah.
Huge, huge win. I love that. And Best Original Score from Ludwig Göransson.
Yep. I mean, that's just it's a fantastic team.
It is. It is. I feel like it should have won more, but
It should have won
the
Best
wins it
Picture.
got, it
We can
deserved.
just say it.
Yeah, it should have won Best Picture. It should
Yeah.
have. Look. I'm not. I haven't seen a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson movies.
Hmm.
I'm happy that after however many years, he got Best Director. That's a big deal. I'm happy
Yeah.
for him. It should have been Ryan Coogler. I'll say that.
I
And
agree. I
I
mean,
it,
as much as like it was time for PTA to get one, I just feel like it wasn't his most impressive work. I mean, it was a fantastic movie, but we've come to expect that with all his movies. So it's
it's
like
it's kind
nothing
of like
new, you know?
it's
He
kind of
needed
like
to
the
do something different.
it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio effect kind of thing.
Hmm.
Like when he went for the Revenant.
Yeah.
Like the Revenant is not DiCaprio's best work. His best work was before and after the Revenant. But that I feel like the Revenant was just an excuse to be like, okay, yeah, we owe you one.
Hmm. For sure.
But and you're here. I feel like that was this, but with PTA. You know,
Yeah. Well, and that was
like
kind of same thing with Sean Baker last year. Like they're kind of having a trend of that.
yeah, like Sean Baker should have won for Florida Project back in like 2000, what 16,
That's such a good
2015
movie.
when that movie came out, 2015, 2016. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
2015, 2016.
he should have won then.
That is such
He
a
he
good
he didn't
fucking
for
movie.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Red Rocket, but I've heard some people say that that's also a great film.
Filmed in my hometown, right? I think. Let me check.
Is it actually?
It might be. Because the cinematographer is like I'm his went to my school.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I've talked to him a few times. He's chill. Yeah, no. I'm a liar. They filmed somewhere I go all the time though, because I used to have family over there. They filmed one of the places was Galveston,
Oh, nice.
and I got family near that area.
I like Galveston. I
Being
haven't
as
been there, but
vague
I've
as
been there.
possible.
Fair, fair.
But
Um,
Galveston's great. Yeah.
yeah, Ryan Coogler I feel like should have gotten Best Director. I'm happy for PTA. If we're going by this year, right?
Yeah.
Come on, Coogler should have gotten that. That
That's his
scene.
best work. Like there's no way he tops this ever. It's just so perfect.
What Sinners?
Yeah. Not that like he couldn't. He could definitely make a movie just as good, but it's just one of those like career defining movies, you know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
It's
because this
like
was the first one that was like his own original, it's gonna be hard to beat.
I definitely agree with that. and just that scene where they're going through like the different like eras with the music
It's so
and like, the
good.
place,
And I'm glad
dude,
he got
it's
to
so
do the
cool.
Black Panther movies before this because I think that helped with like his choreography and like how he planned to shoot that. I don't know. I'm glad he got to make this movie after having more budget experience, so then he could do whatever he wanted with this, and
I
like they
agree.
let him do whatever. Because if he didn't have the creative freedom, I don't think the movie would hit as hard.
Yeah, because I noticed a thing with Marvel is they get really talented directors and they put a tight leash on them.
Hmm.
You see it all the time with Sam Raimi, Chloe Zhao. I mean, even Ryan Coogler to an extent
Yeah.
has been kind of like held back by Marvel. So when you finally take them off that leash and let them really run wild, you get movies like Sinners, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm happy, but I agree with that. That he had experience doing bigger budget stuff with IP that's more commercially, you know, guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but like there's a higher chance of it doing better commercially. Because
Hmm.
Sinners, I mean, you don't know how any movie's gonna take right
And
to
it
an
did
audience.
crazy well.
It did. No, Sinners did remarkably well at the box office, as it should. But it's just like you never know what's gonna strike with audiences and what's not.
Yeah. Well, and I was calling that one from the beginning of the year because I remember saying that was my most anticipated, and I was like, I don't even need to see the trailer. I know who's attached. I'm in.
Yeah, I
It
barely
turned out
watched
to
the
be one of the
trailer.
best.
I watched
Yeah.
the trailer like once, and I was like, I'm in. Yeah, let's do it.
I just read it was a vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan, led by Ryan Coogler, and I was like, I'm fucking in.
And like
You've got me signed up.
that bar scene, like that
At the
fight
end of the movie?
scene, yeah,
Yeah,
it is like that's the greatest use I've seen of aspect ratio change in a long time.
that is a good aspect ratio change. They do a lot of cool techniques, like you were mentioning the movement through history earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and then this aspect ratio change. I mean, it's such a creative movie.
It is. And like I also like how it got nominated for achievement in casting, which I think is the first for this year.
Yeah, this was the first time they'd ever done casting, which I agree. I think it's a good casting.
It's a great cast. I mean, yeah, it's just a great cast.
I know
Also,
it's like I don't know what the criteria for that is. It's like
I
do
don't
they
know
fit
either, but
characters? Do they work well together?
oh, that's a lie. I think Frankenstein should have gotten an achievement for casting.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's your reasoning?
just a
I'm
good
curious.
cast. I don't know, just Mia Goth in that role is fantastic. Oscar Isaac is great. Um, Jacob Elordi, because I know they had some scheduling issues. They originally had uh, um, Andrew Garfield in the role of the creature,
That's right. I do remember that.
and then some scheduling issue. I don't know
It was
what, but he.
for No Way Home. No, I'm just kidding.
eh, I would be very upset if I dropped out of Frankenstein to have like to appear in the third act of No Way Home. I'm sorry, that would drive me crazy. But I know for a fact it wasn't that though. I'm almost certain.
I would hate if it was. I wonder what it was then, because what has we filmed since?
But yeah, I feel like just because I don't know what the criteria is, but if it's what I assume, which is just like a good assembly of cast that chemically blends well with each other, like has good chemistry, I feel like uh, Del Toro should have gotten an achievement in cast, or like Frankenstein should have gotten an achievement in casting.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I get what you're saying. That makes sense. Because they were both great casts. Even then, I would throw in, and this isn't horror, but One Battle After Another.
one
I
battle
thought
after
that was a good
another,
cast altogether.
it did. It was a great cast. Um, Also, I looked it up. He had scheduling conflicts caused by production delays and the 2023 strikes. Uh, Conflicted with other projects such as After the Hunt and The Magic Faraway Tree. But yeah, I forgot After the Hunt was a movie. I forgot about that.
Gotcha. I haven't seen either of those.
I have not. I haven't even heard of the second one, but I do know After the Hunt. I have not seen it, but I've heard of it. Anywho, yeah, Sinners was nominated for a bunch of shit and definitely should have won more.
Mm-hmm.
Best visual effects because I rewatched it the other day and that spoilers for Sinners, by the way. Um, that like ending where he like stabs Remick with the guitar and like his whole face is like fucked up. And then like he bursts into flames and is like turned into like just like that whole effect where he's like pulled up into the sky or whatever.
It was dope.
That whole death scene was just so amazingly shot and directed and edited and just like it was a great scene.
Well, and
And I
like I
feel like
was saying earlier. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I feel like visual effects lent a big hand in that scene. So yeah.
No, for sure. Well, and like I was saying earlier, they split Michael B. Jordan in half. Like there's so many scenes where you kind of said it earlier. You forget that it's Michael B. Jordan twice because he's just A, so good at playing two different characters, but
Mhm.
B, the editing for it and the special effects behind the shots where they're in the same frame, they're just so seamless.
Yeah, no, I agree that that should have also gotten them a win. But I'm glad they got Michael B. Jordan a win.
Yeah. No, he was great. That was a good role for him. Even though it's not like my favorite of his, I still think he did a great job.
Yeah, for sure. I think he again like I was rooting for Chalamet for the most part, but I'm so glad it's Michael B. Jordan because those are the only two nominees I thought were like yeah, this is fair. Because I
Yeah.
know a lot of people were like, is it going to be DiCaprio or Chalamet? That was the whole thing,
DiCaprio's
DiCaprio or
not even in the
Chalamet.
running.
And I was like, why are we focusing on DiCaprio? It should be Chalamet versus Jordan.
Yeah.
Um, I'm glad Michael B. Jordan won.
Yeah, no, I think Michael B. Jordan was good. I think Timothy Chalamet is gonna get it like 20 years from now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's gonna get a DiCaprio treatment.
He's gonna be in some random movie 20 years from now. They're gonna be like, you weren't that good in this movie, but we're gonna give this to you because you were good in other stuff.
Literally.
Oh man,
But yeah,
and
what else in the categories?
I feel like yeah, my Ryan Coogler should have won for best director.
Yeah. Did he got
That
original screenplay, right?
he did.
Yeah. So at least he
He
still got his flowers
he did.
for some element of it. Yeah.
That would have been kind of awkward to go up there twice in a row.
Yeah,
Like you
well, I
gotta
mean,
be.
hey, that's what Sean Baker did last year.
That's right, he did.
Because he won Best Editing, Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Original Screenplay. Like, what the fucking goat, dude? That's crazy.
See, that's the key. That's the key. Do everything on your own, and then when you get your Oscars, you can go up there like five fucking times and
Exactly.
try
That's the
out different.
trick.
I hope Markiplier does that when he wins an Oscar for Iron
Dude, if
Lung.
Mark doesn't at least get a nomination for special effects, I'm gonna be pissed. Like he needs to win. I mean, I guess you have to put in the campaign, so it is kind of on Mark, but
we should make this show like part of like Markiplier's campaign. Like
dude, I will do
have
so
him
much
come
for an
on
Iron Lung
next
campaign.
year. Oh, have him come on next year when like award season's ramping up and have him start advocating. I'd love
Yeah.
that. I'd love to have him on for that discussion on like a YouTuber's film being nominated for an Oscar. That'd be fantastic. That'd be
He
next
was at
level.
the Oscars, so they know
It
him.
was, yeah.
I think it was like an invite from his YouTube, bro. How many other categories were there for the Sinners movie?
Um.
Best music?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised it didn't get nominated for like best original song.
Well, it won the music though, so they did still recognize the music because Ludwig.
That's true. But, yeah,
Ludwig
like the actual
Göransson.
score. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's fair. I mean, that's a definitely a deserved win from them.
I just feel like nothing can beat Golden, you know?
Be what?
For best original song, nothing can beat Golden.
That's golden.
The one that won, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, I haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, it's so good. But that
Yeah.
song Golden is it's so good. It's like the song of that movie.
Hmm.
I mean, I like all the music. That's not my favorite, but it did deserve the win. And I'll die on that grave. But yeah, any other horror nominations or wins that we missed? I think that's all of them.
I think that's it. I mean, I guess all we could. I figure now we can just say like what horror movie, like if you could pick three horror films in the past that have been snubbed by the Oscars, what do you think they'd be?
I would say movies that have been snubbed, and I'm not even gonna check if these got nominations, so these could or could not, but I doubt it. Hereditary, Toni Collette should have gotten a nomination, if not the win. Um, I think this isn't a category, but it needs to be, so I'm gonna count it. But I think Evil Dead 2 Bruce Campbell should win for stunts category.
Fair.
If stunts was a category, which it should be. And then my last one, which will be a more serious one. Honestly, I think the first Saw deserved a best editing nomination
Fair.
for an early 2000s movie. That's a very uniquely edited film. Even though nowadays it's like, the norm, all the jerky editing and stuff, but I really liked it.
Yeah. I will say I
Sorry.
think I think 2008's The Strangers, which for those who know me, that is my second favorite horror film of all time. So yes, I'm being biased, but I do think it should have been nominated for a lot of things, but namely um, best sound design, because the sound design of that movie is unsettling as hell. Um, I think you also make a case for like the cinematography because there's quite a few shots in that film that are so unnerving. Um, I guess adding to that, oh, best hair and makeup and like special effects, like just makeup effects in general. Nightmare on Elm Street. Um,
Mm,
First off, just Freddy's design, great. All the kills in that movie are insanely creative. Like the rotating room they built for like that first kill, which is like on the ceiling being cut up, is just like, dude, that's so fucking cool. What?
it's awesome. Johnny Depp's death.
Yeah, yeah, that like, dude, come on, like that should have gotten something. I feel like, and I will go for the obvious here, and I'll say Mia Goth for Pearl specifically.
Mm.
Uh, should have been nominated because that whole performance is so unnerving, and also through like the end credits where she like doesn't like break that smile through the entire. It's just so damn creepy.
It's a really good performance.
Are there any horror films coming out this year that you think could possibly get Oscar acknowledgement?
I'm gonna make an amendment first, and I'm gonna go back and say I think Nope should have won cinematography. That's one that I think got snubbed.
When I was mentioning Pearl, I almost mentioned Nope, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Let me check real quick for 2026 before I go into my obvious answer, but if you have some already, go for it.
Well, um,
Return to Silent Hill, Best Picture.
of course, yeah.
I
um, I
think
think
Undertone I would nominate for sound. I think it has a good chance.
fair,
And then I would like to see Iron Lung get something, but it's probably not going to.
fair. I could definitely see. I mean, honestly, like I weirdly can see Iron Lung getting like something
I
like
could see
special
it only on
effects,
set design or special effects.
maybe editing.
I don't even think on editing. I don't think it does. If it gets one nomination, I'm gonna be surprised. I think it's one of those things where it's both double whammy of it's a YouTuber movie plus horror. No one's gonna check it out and care, you know. But I would love to be wrong because I do think that movie is gonna end up being my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I really love Iron Lung. Maybe it's the mix of all the bias that I'll save for when we go film our Iron Lung podcast, or maybe it's, a mix of genuine love for it. But it's just, I don't know. It's such a me movie, and it was better than what I expected it to be.
It's valid. Well, I think, and this is a long, like I'm playing the long game by predicting this. I
Hmm.
think Werewolf, Robert Eggers'
Oh,
Werewolf comes
is
out
that
this
confirmed
Christmas.
this year?
Yeah, that comes out this Christmas. So I'm hoping for another type of Nosferatu type of thing where it's like, look, as much as I think we should give Robert Eggers his flowers on writing and directing, I don't think the Academy is going to do that. But the Academy has taken notice of his attention to detail on, you know, visuals like hair and makeup, set design, just the historic kind of. He's very adamant about creating a very good looking set and a very good looking film through that. So I think the same will happen with Werewolf. Um, as much as I want him to be nominated for like directing and writing, I think they'll at least take notice of Werewolf's um, visual merit. So I think that. Weirdly though, I know not a lot of people like this movie, but it has an audience. I didn't love it, but I can respect its craftsmanship. I think The
Hmm.
Bride could be nominated for hair and makeup, costuming, set design, but mostly costuming and hair and makeup. Like
Yeah.
both The Bride and Christian Bale as Frankenstein have a very unique look to them. I think they're going to be like a big Halloween costume as well this year, but I
Oh,
think that
probably.
they have a great look to them, and also just like the 1930s kind of backdrop and everyone's kind of look that to go along with it. I think could maybe get some attention from the Oscars. And this is the long shot right here. I don't think a movie this indie, not that it's totally indie. It did get picked up by a big studio, but it's independently made and it's from a very young filmmaker. I think because I saw it at South by Southwest. I think Obsession
I was about to say that one.
should that's
It probably won't, but it should.
it probably won't, but oh my god, the lead actress in that film. Let me double check, make sure I get her name right.
While you're looking
Um,
that up, I'll give my wild card because it's not horror related.
Go ahead.
I honestly think, and I can kind of probably look back on this and be like, wow, Ryan, you're crazy. I think Super Mario Galaxy could get nominated for Best Animated Feature.
Really? I
I
mean,
don't think it's going to be anything fantastic, but what I could see happening is the animation is so beautiful and revolutionary for 3D animation. If like, and not maybe not revolutionary, but like unlike 3D animation we've seen, that it'll get a nomination just for being pretty.
for
Now,
just
will it
being
win? No, but I could see it getting nominated just because of
yeah.
the style. Because they don't have like an art direction nomination. So
I mean, like on that account, like if we're talking about just visuals and craftsmanship, do you feel like one of the Five Nights at Freddy's movies should have been nominated for like the puppetry and like,
not at all.
nah,
It's such a
man,
small part. Like it's one thing to argue it for a corny animated movie, like Zootopia 2. Corny ass movie, but beautifully animated, which is why I think it got nominated.
valid.
And I
But
mean,
like,
that's not a bad movie. It's just nothing spectacular or new. That's why I'm saying I think if the Mario movie's at least good, it could stand a chance just because I think its animation is going to be such a cool, unique experience.
valid. Um, Also, the actress I was talking about is
Oh yeah.
uh Indy Neverett. I believe that's her
Oh,
name. Indy Neverett.
I don't know if I've ever
Um,
seen anything with them.
who she plays Nikki um in Obsession, and having now watched that movie, oh my god, she is insane in that. So that's my big wild card.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. But I said the same thing about a lot of other horror films. I was like, I don't think that'll happen. Like I said, I don't think Weapons will happen. I loved Weapons, but I
Here we
don't
are.
think the Oscars will have faith in it. The Oscars proved me wrong. So prove me wrong again, Academy.
And
Get
FNAF 3
Obsession
for Best
nominated.
Picture
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. When is Matthew Lillard's Oscar?
for Springtrap.
He'll probably get a lifetime achievement award at some point down the
For
line.
Springtrap.
For Springtrap. Exactly. Exactly. Um, was there anything else we wanted to?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Talking Terror. If you enjoyed this, you should consider hitting like. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit like and subscribe to the channel for more horror content. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to, I think there's a like button on there. Be sure to hit like, some sort of, show some sort of love for it, and and follow us over there. You can also follow our social medias. We are on Twitter at TalkTerraPod, Instagram Talking Terra Podcast, and we also have a TikTok. I believe it is also Talking Terra Podcast. If you want to follow me, you can follow my Twitter at Jacob at the movie. That's movie, not movies, because Twitter only allows that many characters or something. I don't know. They couldn't give me the extra S, so it's at Jacob at the movie. My Instagram, Jacob the Harper. My letterbox, Jacob the Harper. Ryan, did you have anything to plug?
I'm Ryan Rank on everything. RyanRanc. You'll find me.
So I was looking at something on your Twitter the other day. I was like, dude, got lucky with this ad. It's just his name.
It's literally just my name. Same with my letterbox. Same with my Instagram.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
got a
once
unique
again,
name.
thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode, and we will catch you next week for another brand new Talking Terror episode. But until then, peace out.
Bye.